Manifestation didn't fail you, it lied to you. That's why you're still empty. You've read the books, you've listened to the podcasts and to teachers like Abraham Hicks. You've scripted so many of their affirmations and creating many of your own, creating vision board after vision board, said the prayers they told you to pray, and you would still ache and cry in your bed at night when no one was looking. You felt the little sparks, those fleeting highs. I remember being a single mom of two very active teenagers, struggling to make ends meet. I would be up till about 1 a.m. with my journal, writing the same lines over and over and over. I am abundant. See, I was deconstructing and didn't even know I was. And I was really just trying to figure out how to get an edge, how to get over the hump, how to actually win at life. Because everything I was doing was not yielding the results that I wanted, that I needed, especially for my babies. And after writing that, I would wake up in the morning with the same knot in my stomach. The bills were still due. My eyes full of tears, twitching because I was stressed out. And I blamed myself for not being high vibe enough. Thinking yet again, here's another lesson. Maybe it wasn't my season. You know, all the colloquialisms that people give you when they can't explain your situation to you. Think about how many times you blamed yourself for not being high vibe enough. But deep down, you're exhausted, sis. Because no matter how good you feel in the moment, the baseline always drag you back to lack, back to heartache. And that's why the law of attraction can feel so inspiring to us and subtly invalidating at the exact same time. And if you're a Black woman, you probably blamed yourself too for not thinking high enough. When the truth is, they never told you the whole law. They didn't name the bloodline vows that echo through your nervous system. It doesn't address the energetic DNA. It doesn't deal with the initiations we were forced into. Hyper responsibility, deferred safety, generational trauma loops, unwitnessed grief, identity masking for proximity to power, Christian respectability. So when you try to use the law of attraction, what happens? We think we're broadcasting abundance or alignment, but deep beneath is a compensatory survival pattern that is always playing. So you meditate or you pray, you say the words, you feel good for the moment, but your field is still carrying deep survival. And the law, always being lawful, matches what you are, not what you wrote down on a sticky note. That's why it feels like quicksand. So while you're screaming and saying out loud, I am worthy, what the field actually hears, I am trying really hard to feel worthy. I need this because I'm exhausted. I want out. And it will match that vibration every single time when you're grasping while exhausted. So you can think better thoughts. You can be intentional. You can assume. But if you got that unresolved stuff buried beneath, that will be your baseline time and time again. That's what you're truly broadcasting. And then the law of attraction becomes a magnifier. It just magnifies and repeats that baseline, right? So you're reaching for abundance while your nervous system is still screaming, girl, survive. We just got to try to make it. I live this. I manifested little things, a check in the mail, a free coffee, someone smiling at me or giving me a hug when I needed that connection, money on the ground, unexpected money deposited into my account, a phone call right in the moment my heart needed it. And I told myself, see, girl, it's working. But at night, I was still crying in silence. See, I can trick my mind. I could decorate my words, but my body knew the truth. And you cannot fake what's in your subconscious. You cannot fake what's in your nervous system. My field was leaking. And if you take a look, a real good look at your life, and you can see what's looping back to you, your field is leaking too. Because see, feeling good is not the same as being clear. And clarity only comes when that ancestral residue is cleared. Those soul contracts are collapsed and severed. When you reclaim your sovereignty, when those siphons are cut, you got to clear all that other junk up first. That's the part that they leave out. That's what I had to do. Because until then, you don't attract abundance. You attract exhaustion dressed up as alignment. It's like putting perfume on spoiled food. You can mask the smell for a while. You can put it in a pretty box. You can tie it up in a bow. But if the inside hasn't changed, eventually it leaks through. That's what many of us have been living. We have been perfuming survival. But you just can't be inspirational. You can't hope or wish. No, you got to make the actual changes. And when I began to speak as law, not asking for permission, not affirming somebody else's words, not begging, hoping, and pleading, everything changed in my life. My reality stopped echoing crumbs and I started embodying feast. I stopped being a dog at the table and took my claim at the seat on the throne. Because here's the truth, I don't feast because I manifested it, I feast because I am. I don't need to work up to my worth. When I wake up in the morning and I take that first breath, my breath is my proof. And it seems so simple, but so many of us overlook that fact that your breath, your return to the earth every day is your proof. And you don't have to ask permission. You just have to make the decision to be the proof that you're looking for. It's already there. Can't nobody beat you being you. You're one decision away from changing your entire life. One decision. And if this cuts you deep, it's because you've already outgrown manifestation culture. You've seen the cracks. You've done the thing. And it still left you hollow. You're not crazy. Sis, you're not even broken. You're not failing. You're remembering who you truly are. And if this resonated in your soul, you are a Dawnbreaker, my friend. You've outgrown the bridge where manifestation left you stranded. You're not here to manifest crumbs or almost. You're the feast, and the law of remembrance is your map home. This isn't motivation. This is law. And I want you to walk with me through this series, because once you stop chasing crumbs and you truly step into remembrance, nothing, and I mean nothing, not your past, not your bloodline, not the economy, can take your feast away. So subscribe, stay with me, hang out a little while, and let's remember this together.